Now, I don't want to begin this way on a pessimistic note, but have to be realistic. I'm the type of person who doesn't like to live in a false world of illusions. So, just being realistic and honest, life is hard and it's not going to be easier anytime soon, certainly not on this world. Inshallah, if you have done the right actions, if Allah is merciful, He will surely end your problems and give you paradise after you die. That's what all Muslims strive for. But we all know our philosophy is very different from the philosophy of other people. I'm not saying that to say that Muslims are superior. I am extremely respectful and very much in admiration of all the wonderful things that there are in all the different cultures and religions. But just as Muslims, our philosophy, we place a lot more importance on this world not being, you don't have to expect that this world will be easy or that it will even make you happy, you know. I know that to some people that might sound quite extreme, but I'm not saying that you have to be depressed. That's not what I'm trying to say. But life is going to be hard. Life is hard. If you, I don't know if you will relate to that experience, but let me just share it with you. So when I dropped high school and I went to the university, and then from the university I started working, it was such a big shock, like entering in the adult world fully without no one behind you to protect you or guide you. It's just you on your own. That's very, very hard. You know, you start to see that, you know, it's not that rosy out there. It's like you were in a cocoon, in a bubble, and then the bubble breaks, and then you just fall, and the fall can be quite abrupt and harsh. So of course you keep learning on your way as you keep moving on, which we all do as best as according to our capacity. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, this life is, the more you grow up, the more you have responsibilities, the more you become self-aware, the more you see truths around you that you were not probably seeing before. And yeah, no one is really going to try and make things easy for you. You have to fend for yourself. You have to survive physically and emotionally. And this world is, we all know, a very harsh and cruel and competitive world. Everyone just, you know, the survival of the fittest, which I don't totally agree with. It's not my philosophy, but just to tell you that life is already hard. And now, I wish I could tell you that if you become a Muslim or if you practice more, things will get easier, but that's not the case. I don't want to give you false hopes and tell you that, because it's not true. We also know that the more you become pious, the more you become practicing, the more efforts you make to become a better human being and a better Muslim, the more temptations, discouragement, hardships, and doubt you will face. I'm not saying that to discourage you or to depress you. In fact, I'm saying that to prepare you better. Let's say you are someone who wants to revert, or you want to start wearing hijab, or you want to start become more practicing. You have to be prepared, because I had no idea before I started to devote myself more to the religion. I had no idea that it would be that hard. I expected that people would understand my choices, people would support me, people would see that I'm making an effort, people would applaud me on the back, people would treat me nicely just because I have good intentions. But of course it was not always the case. It is still very much of a challenge to deal with that. So like I'm saying, it is something you need a lot of bravery, courage, strength, patience, and help from Allah to really navigate through. If you have some support system that shares the same value and ideologies as we do, then you might be lucky. But otherwise, it can get really lonely at times. You feel like you are just, it's you against the world, because we all know that nowadays, when you switch on the TV, you switch on your phone, you go on your news feed, you scroll down, or you just look around you, you're traveling, what do you see around you? Do you see people interested in preserving their chastity, their modesty, their humility, living a simple life, remembering God and just thinking about what happens after death. That's not what you see. You just see instant gratification. You see a society that's obsessed with consumerism, with materialistic physical pleasures, fame, success, money, wealth, just you name it, you have to have it. That's the world we live in. But it's interesting that Islam does not tell you that you should not try to be happy, or that you should ban all comfort and luxury and pleasure from your life. Of course, you have to strive to have a happy life, but there are certain ways and conditions and rules for that, just to protect you, because we all know that the world is not such a nice place. When you grow up, you know that when you are a teenager, you don't agree with that, you don't believe in that. You might think that, you know, just by being a good person or just by doing the right thing, the world will treat you right. But let me just end with a proverb that has always stayed with me. The proverb goes as follows. So just because you don't eat the lion, don't think that the lion will not eat you. So it's not about you again. Of course, you have a responsibility. You want to do what's right, and you should do what's right even if no one is doing it. But don't expect that just because you are doing that, that other people will also treat you right. Yes, life is not fair. Life is not fair. You just have to get used to it. And of course, justice will come, truth will prevail, everything that Allah promised will become true, but you just have, that's not going to happen now. We don't know when exactly it's going to happen, but for sure it's going to happen. That's the good news that I'm going to end on. So thank you for being here. See you soon.